Some differences between PA school rotations and medical school rotations would be, I think, expectations, the confidence, I would say, which mine is a little skewed because I was a PA first, and the different rotations that you can have as a med student that you don't get the opportunity to have as a PA student. I found sometimes that when I was a PA student that a lot of the residents weren't quite sure what my role was. Although it's supposed to be similar to what a medical student is, I felt like the medical students sometimes got more of the autonomy and had higher expectations than the PA students did, if that makes sense. I also felt more confident as a medical student than a PA student, which obviously is a little bit skewed because I was a PA before I went back to medical school. But I think you have a better understanding of medicine as a whole, so you're not as intimidated to jump in and come up with differential diagnoses or recommend management plans, do exams on patients. Yes, I was doing all of that as a PA student, but I think the first few rotations as a PA student was very much like I was very shy, wasn't sure how much involvement they wanted from me as a student. And so I was definitely a little bit more hesitant in terms of being involved in the patient care. And then lastly, I think the advantage of medical school is that you really do get to see more fields of medicine and get to experience them in different ways than in PA school, where you really do kind of have a set list of rotations you have to get, and then you only have one or two electives depending on the PA program. But in med school, you have a lot more leeway, especially if you're trying to get exposure into certain subspecialties to decide if that's what you want to do with the rest of your life. So you have a little bit more exposure and a bit more of a well-rounded experience coming out of medical school than PA school.